Welcome to class. In this class, we're going to do a flow through a variety of different poses. With a nice long Shavasana at the end. So go ahead and begin by lying down. And we'll just start with some intentional breathing to help you relax and become more centered. You can pad your knees with a bolster or simply keep your knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Begin with a deep breath in, feeling expansive as you inhale, and a long, slow exhalation, allowing your body to really just relax and let go, letting go of your day, letting yourself settle heavily into your mat. Now feeling your breath. Feel your breath as it flows in and out of your body. Allow your breath to move deeply down into your belly. Feel your belly gently expand on the inhalation and contract on the exhalation. Feel your inhalation bring in space and openness, peace and calm into the body. And each time you exhale, let go of a little tension, a little stress. Whatever it is you're holding on to that's keeping you from deeply relaxing and releasing, let it go. Keep letting your breath draw down into the belly, gently expanding the belly on each inhalation. Allow your body to soften. Take a few more breaths. Now, before we move out of this breathing position, take a moment to set your intention for today. What is it you need during our class together? And it could be a physical need. My intention is to release my lower back, to relax my shoulders, to engage my core. You could have an emotional need. I want to become more content. I want to release this annoyance I have with someone. It could be mental. I want to feel calmer. I want to feel more peaceful. I want to feel more present. Whatever it is you need, let that need bubble to the surface. And in your mind's eye, just repeat it to yourself. I intend to be more relaxed. I intend to release my lower back. Setting an intention is a powerful way of directing your class and making sure you get out of it whatever it is you need to get out of it. Once you've set your intention, slowly work your way up to sitting. You're going to bend your knees, Roll over to one side. You can feel free to rest on your side for a moment. And then pushing yourself up with your top hand, come on up to sitting. All right, we're actually going to begin lying down of all things now that I have you sitting, but I need you to grab a strap and have a strap handy. And then you're going to lie back down, but have the strap just lying next to you. We're not going to use it right away. You're going to lie back down onto your back. Knees are bent. And we'll start with some good morning. So you're going to begin by slowly extending your legs. And as you extend them, I want you to reach through them. I want you to feel the strength you feel when we stand in Tadasana, especially with a block between the inner thighs, and you feel those inner thighs engaging. Feel that contraction through the inner thighs as you reach through the inner edges of your feet. So I'm not sure you can see this on the video, but our tendency is to turn the feet in. I want you to square them off by pushing out with the inner edges of your feet. Inner thighs are engaged. Draw the belly in. Feel the strength in your pose. Palms or hands come up, fingers face the ceiling, palms turn in. You're going to slowly bring your arms up and overhead. Feel the reach all the way through the fingers. Breathe. Inhale. Exhaling, draw the right knee up into the chest and hold. Keep reaching through your left leg. Keep it active. Relax your shoulders. Hold on to the knee with the right hand. Open it out to the right. Breathe. Getting right into that hip joint. Pelvis stays steady though, so you're reaching through that left leg to keep the left hip down. And come back up. And then release. Inhaling. I have a few obstacles today. There we go. And exhale, draw the left knee up into the chest, give it a hug. Relax the shoulders as you draw the knee in. Here's a little something for you to work on. You're going to reach through that right leg and keep it active as you soften the left leg. It is a little bit like patting the tummy, or rubbing the tummy and patting your head at the same time. Can you do two distinct things with your legs? So you're lengthening and contracting and strengthening one, and you're softening the other one at the same time. It's okay if you can't get it yet, it'll come. Oh, hold on to the leg, let it drop out to the side. Keep your hip down. Breathe. And then come back up. Release the leg, bring the arms up and overhead. Extend. Good, now bring the right leg back up. Keep reaching through that left leg. Hold on to the knee. We're going to add on a little bit. Take the leg out to the side. And then come back up. Now you're going to bend the left leg, set the left foot on the floor, grab your strap. Strap the sole of the right foot. Now you want to strap it right where the heel and arch come together. And extend the leg up. Now we're just warming up here. So what I want you to do is inhale, bend the knee, exhale, straighten it 3 or 4 times. It's just going to help warm up the hamstring a little bit. The hamstrings, we have more than one hamstring muscle. That should be enough, and then go ahead and straighten. That just helps you get a little better stretch out of the leg. So feel the stretch from the sit bone all the way to the heel. Shoulders are down, arms are straight. I love this series. It's just so nice for the hip joint. It's a really lovely way to work through it. It's one of my students' favorites. Whenever I ask for requests, if anyone has a request, sometimes I do a request-only class where I just do everyone's favorite poses. And this one always comes up. Take your straps into your right hand. Now, you're going to externally rotate the right leg so the toes point out. And you're going to allow the left knee to drop out as the right leg drops out, and keep the knees at the same height. Be meticulous here. We don't want to tip. You're also engaging your core here, so your abdominals are engaged. That'll help you keep the pelvis level. As will reaching through that right leg. The more active the right leg is, the stronger the pose becomes as well. This one feels good. And then come back up. Now take the straps into your left hand, straighten your left leg, reaching through that right leg. We're going to do level 1 here. Keeping the hip down, bring it across. We're just going to do level 1 in today's class. Level 2, for those of you who aren't familiar, is bringing the leg all the way over and moving into a twist, so letting the hip come up. Feel the stretch on the outside of that leg. And breathe. Good, and then release, come back up. Now let's hold one more time here in the middle, bend the left leg, set the foot down, grab onto each side of the strap. Now remember that if there's any strain in your lower back at all, bring the leg down further. And if there's still strain, bend the knee a little bit. You can have that knee bent, that's just fine. Be wherever you can be and still get a lovely stretch on the hamstring without straining the lower back. Good, and then go ahead and release. Set the strap down. Let the leg go all the way down. Arms come up and overhead. And reach. Okay, hold that stretch for a moment. I am going to roll over and be on the other side so the wall isn't in my way. Release your arms and draw your left knee up into the chest and give it a hug. Relax the shoulders down as you draw the knee in. Remember, you're keeping that right leg very active. Softening through the left leg as you engage the right. Bring the leg out to the side. And then come back up. Bend the right leg, set the foot on the floor. Grab your strap, strap the sole of the left foot, and take the leg up. Now, we are again going to bend and straighten. You're going to inhale, bend the left leg just a little bit. Exhale, straighten it. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Just do a couple of more. Just helps warm up that hamstring. Good, and that should be enough. Go ahead and hold now. Now, what I want you to imagine is that you're getting an even stretch from the sit bone, which is at the very base of the pelvis where your hamstring attaches, all the way up to the heel. And we have two main muscle groups here. We have the hamstring and then the calf muscles, the gastrocnemius and the soleus. So the calf is affected by how flexed or pointed your foot is. So you'll notice if you point your foot, you'll get less of a stretch. If you flex it, you'll get more. So what I encourage my students to do is get so you don't feel a stretch in the calf, and then draw the leg into a stretch so that you can feel it in the hamstring. Then very slowly flex the foot until you feel the same or an equalish, you like that word? An equalish stretch in the calf and in the hamstring. So you get as even a stretch all the way at the back of the leg as you can create for yourself. Shoulders are relaxed. And then you'll take the straps into the left hand and you're going to externally rotate the left leg, turn the toes out, and let each leg drop out to each side so the knees are at the same height, pelvis is level. Feel the stretch right through the inner thigh, especially with this left leg. And I want you to push into that strap with the leg, make it really strong. Breathe. Good. And then come back up. Take the straps into your right hand. Straighten your right leg, reaching through that leg and the left leg. So you're reaching through both legs. As you bring it across, keep the hip down. Breathe. And then come back up. Bend the right leg, set the foot down, stretch one more time right here in the middle. Should be a little bit easier now that you've done some work on the hips. It's always easier the second time whenever you're doing a pose. And then release and set the leg down. Now go ahead and extend both legs and just feel the difference in the legs. It's actually pretty fun to do this between sides too. One leg always feels a little bit longer. I love doing this with my students, and I'll frequently even do it with my advanced students who have done this pose hundreds of times. It's just really quite fabulous to feel how good it feels on the side that you've already done as compared to the other side. It really helps show the benefit of yoga. All right, bend the knees, roll over to one side, and come on up to sitting. We're going to slowly move to standing. Take your time, and I'll meet you standing. Grab your block and place it on the back side of the right side of your mat. We are going to do a slow flow series and piece together many of the poses that you've already learned so far. And I'll go slowly and I'll talk you through it, so you'll do just fine. We'll start off in Tadasana, feeling broad across the soles of the feet, balancing between the inner and the outer edge, the front and the back of the foot. Feeling as if the inner edge of the foot moves down as you engage and draw all the way up. Get long through the body, roll the shoulders back and down. Breathe. Feel the body right now. Try and take a mental picture of how the body feels in this moment. And we'll compare how it feels in a moment. You ready? Let's start. Begin by separating the feet. And we'll start in Warrior Two. You're going to broaden across the soles of the feet. Get long through the body. Arms come up out to the side. Turn the feet to the right. Now make sure that front foot is truly parallel to both sides of your mat. Back arm, back leg are long and strong. Bend your front knee. Bring it right over the ankle. Make sure you can see the big toe on the inside of your knee. Take your gaze across the fingertips of the front hand, way off into the distance. Gaze. Let your gaze be 20 miles away. And go ahead and straighten your front leg and flow right into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So far so good, right? Nothing different than what we've already done. Breathe. Release the top arm back by your hand, bring it up by the ear. Bend your front knee, feel long through the body. Now reach the arm forward and come down into a lunge. And you need to readjust your feet slightly. So taking the right foot out to the right so that your feet aren't aligned one in front of the other. Take your left hand to the inside of your right foot, right hand to your thigh, and twist. And you can take your right arm up to the ceiling if you'd like. Draw the shoulder blades together. Breathe. Back leg is still strong. Mine wasn't, which is why I noticed it. And then come back down. And you're going to step the front foot back, come down onto all fours. Let's do a few extended childs. Press the palms, reach the sit bones up toward the ceiling, and then inhale, come back up, arcing into the upper back, exhaling, taking it back. Inhaling, come back up. And then go ahead and hold. Feel the sit bones reach up and back behind you. And then come back up, and we'll move right into downward facing dog. So go ahead and lift the hips up. Bend the knees, send the sit bones up. Get long, long, long through the body. Come up high on your toes, take your heels down toward the floor. Press the palms and breathe. Now you're going to round into plank, so draw the belly up, round the spine, engage those abdominals, legs are strong. Lift the sit bones up, back into down dog. Let's do it again, adding on a little bit, so rounding up. We're lower down into grasshopper, elbows hug the body, shoulders are down, touch down, and then come right back up. Lift all the way up. Whoo-hoo. Let's do that one more time, round into plank. Knees go down, elbows hug the body, shoulders stay all the way down, be meticulous, touch down, and then come right back up. And back. All right, we'll do it one more time, only this time, good news, you get to stay down, so it's not a full one. All the way down, elbows hug the body, and release all the way down. All right, Shavasana. Bring the hands back by your hips. Extend the legs back behind you. Roll the shoulders back and down. Lift the arms up. Move from the shoulder blades. Turn the palms in. Press the palms together. Feel the shoulder blades move. You're going to inhale, lift up. Exhale, go down. And go ahead and do 5 total. So what I mean by feeling the shoulder blades move, when you press the hands together, I want the shoulder blades to move down and in. Really feel the work around the shoulder blades. Probably around one more. If you've lost count, let's say you're done. Take your hands underneath the shoulders. Press back into downward facing dog. Long through the body again. Feel the muscles we just worked. Gaze up at the hands and step your right foot up between the hands. Take your left knee down. Now let the hips release forward. I want you to feel the stretch in the front of the hip. Keep the hips here as you sweep the arms up and overhead. Little baby back bend, arc into the upper back. Breathe. And then come back down. Lift your back knee up. Turn your feet to the front, swivel to the front. Now I want your toes in one straight line here. Turn the toes in slightly. Bend the knees, get a nice crisp fold right at the hip joint. Reach the sit bones back behind you as you reach out through the top of the head. Straighten the knees without rounding the spine, so the spine stays long. Then fold more deeply if you can. Remember, you're folding right at the hip hinge, just like it is a hinge. You're not rounding. Be meticulous with your alignment. And then bend the knees, take your hands to the thighs, roll the shoulders back and down as you scoop up with the heart. Now you're going to step your feet back together. This is the fun part. Take a few breaths here. Feel the difference in your Tadasana. Notice if you can feel an imbalance in your body. Does it feel awkward? A little asymmetrical? The reason I ask is if you feel the asymmetry, it is mostly energy you're feeling. You're feeling an asymmetry in your energy. Physically, yeah, we did it to one side and not to the other, but we worked similar muscles on both sides. You're not too off balance physically, but energetically you are. So if you can feel that imbalance, you're tapping into your energy. All right, let's create more balance. Separate the feet. We'll do the whole series to the other side. So grab your block and place it over behind your left foot. Now feeling broad across the soles of the feet, straighten the knees. Draw all the way up. Remember that zipper that lifts all the way up and arms come out from there. Turn the feet to the left. Shoulders stay steady, so abdominals are engaged. Take your gaze across the fingertips of the left hand and bend your knee. Bring it right over the ankle. Now keep that back leg really long and strong. Heart lifted, shoulders down. Breathe. Feel the power in this pose. This one is a strong one. Gaze way off into the distance, focusing on something 20 miles away. And then straighten your front leg. Make it strong, strong, strong as you flow right into Trikonasana. Opening up that top shoulder. Breathe. Release the top arm back by the hip. Come all the way around. Bend your front knee. Feel free to put your top arm into Parsvakonasana any way that feels good for you. We've gone over a number of ways, and we've talked about this a lot. Always feel free to follow your own body. If it needs something else, go for it. Honor it. Reach forward with that hand, coming down into a lunge, rearranging your foot a little bit if necessary. And then take your right hand to the inside of the left foot, left hand to your thigh, and turn into the thigh. Feeling the twist. Now, remember, you want to make sure that knee stays right over the ankle. If your torso pushes that knee out to the side, you need to take your hand that's down on the ground away from your foot a little bit. Give yourself more room. If you want to take that top arm up to the ceiling, go ahead. Breathe. Whew. And then come down. Oh my. All right, step your front foot back. If you're feeling it, just so you know, so am I. All right, we're going to do some of those grasshopper push-ups. So round to plank. Make those legs really strong. Lower down, knees, chest and chin, elbows, hug the body, touch down, and then come right back up. All the way back up. And do it again. Round, lower down, elbows hug the body, touch down, come right back up. And we'll do one more full one. Legs are strong. Touch down, come right back up. And then this next one, good news, you don't have to come up. Round into plank. Up is kind of the doozy, isn't it? And all the way down. And release. And keep your hands in place because we're going to do some Bhujangasana here. Hands underneath the shoulders. Extend your legs back behind you. Roll the shoulders back and down. Really draw those shoulder blades into the back. Inhaling, come up, rounding up, exhaling down. Inhaling up. Legs are long and strong behind you. Exhaling down. One more slowly. I guess we'll keep going slowly, but this time you're going to inhale up, press into hands to come further, and take it back down. And again, inhaling up. Legs are still reaching back behind you. Feel the strength in your legs. And one more. Elbows hug the body. Shoulders are firmly down your back. And take it down. All right. Tuck your toes. Back into downward facing dog. Gaze up at your hands. Step your left foot up between your hands. Take your back knee down. Now remember, you're keeping the hips forward as you scoop the arms up. And move into a little baby back bend. Get right into the upper back. And release and come down. Lift the back knee up. Turn the feet through the front. Toes are even, so make sure that the feet are even. And then you actually turn the toes in slightly. Bend the knees. Fold right at the hip hinge. Reach the sit bones back behind you as you lengthen. Straightening the legs. Ooh, feel that nice stretch. Coming right from the hip joint. Hands. If you can go more deeply, hands walk back so the fingers and toes are in one straight line. Hands are hip width apart. Sorry, shoulder width apart. And if the elbows can bend, they bend straight back, not out to the side. And then bend the knees, hands to the thighs. Roll the shoulders back and down and scoop all the way up, back into Tadasana. Take a breath. Feel a little bit more balanced. Isn't that interesting? Certain parts of yoga I really love. That's one of them. I really enjoy feeling my energy and experiencing it and experiencing balance in my energy in particular. Okay, so let's move on and do a couple more standing poses before we move back to the floor. So we'll do Warrior One. You won't need your block anymore. You can set that, actually you'll set it in front. We'll need it there in a moment. You can separate your feet. Give yourself a wide stance, turning the left foot in just a little, right foot out 90 degrees and heels align. Feel long through your legs as you draw your belly in and up. Arms come up and overhead. Now draw that belly in and up and around to the right as you bend your knee. Engage the abdominals, engage that third chakra. Make it strong. Open the arms, little baby back bend if that feels good for you. Breathe. This one gets me out of breath. Hands come up and together, palms come down, then push into that front leg to straighten. Turn the feet through the front, release the hands. And we'll go right over to the other side. So right foot in, left foot out, heels align. Make those legs long and strong, draw that belly in and up. Bring your arms up and overhead. Inhale, exhale, turn to the left, bend your knee. Bring that knee right over the ankle. Square everything off. Breathe. Open the arms, little baby back bend, as long as there's no strain in the back. Remember, you want to pay attention to your back in this pose. No strain. And then come back up, palms come together down the front of your body. Straighten the front knee, turn the feet to the front, step back into Tadasana. Take a few breaths. A little out of breath. That one always gets me a little bit out of breath. All right, Parsvottanasana. So again, separating the feet. Turning the feet to the right, this time squaring the hips. So coming all the way around. Draw the belly in and up. Reach down through that back leg. Bring your hands behind your back. Grab onto your wrist, your forearm, or your elbows. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, scoop up. Exhale, fold right from the hip hinge. Now reach from that back heel up and out through the top of the head. Get long through your body. Breathe. Draw your chin in. Relax your forehead. This is more of a quieting pose. And then come back up. Release the arms, turn the feet through the front. Take a breath. And we'll go the other way. Right foot in, left foot out. Remember, you're opening your stance slightly so your feet aren't aligned. There's some space between them, squaring everything off. Bring your arms back behind your back. Roll the shoulders back and down. Inhale, scoop up with the chest. Exhaling, fold forward right from the hip hinge. And breathe. Keep reaching from that back heel as you lengthen up and out through the top of the head. And then come back up. Release the arms, turn the feet through the front, step back into Tadasana, and take a breath. Can you feel the difference between the Warrior One and the Parsvottanasana? The Warrior One is more stimulating, Parsvottanasana is more calming. You may or may not, but it'll come. You'll start to differentiate a little bit more with each of the poses. Okay, let's take your weight. Excuse me, we're going to do Vriksasana, tree pose. So I want you to take your weight onto your right leg, bend your left leg, lift tall, turn the leg out to the side, and then as you're ready, you're going to bring that foot up, wherever it is that you want it, just keep the heel away from the knee. Bring it all the way up and then bring your palms together, lift your heart, roll your shoulders back and down. Breathe. Reach that right foot down as you lengthen your body up. And then release. Back into Tadasana, take a breath. And then go the other way, over to the left side, bend your right leg, turn it out to the side, lift tall. And go ahead and work your way in to your pose. However far you want to go, palms are together, lift that heart up, shoulders are down. And then release. Come back into Tadasana. Find your pose. Get really strong in the legs. We're going to do one more pose here. We're going to do Uttanasana. So that's the standing forward fold. So coming right from the hip hinge, rolling the shoulders back and down. Come forward right from the hip hinge. Feel free to bend the knees if there's any strain in the lower back whatsoever, or if the hamstrings are too tight, to reach all the way down to the block. Think of lifting the sit bones back up behind you, getting long through your body. Breathe. And then coming up, you're going to scoop up with the heart. Roll the shoulders back and down as you come all the way up into Tadasana. Feels good, doesn't it? Yoga is such a good thing. All right, let's take it back down to the floor. All right, let's begin in Dandasana. Make sure you have your lift. You're sitting on your blanket or cushion. And bring your legs out in front of you. Feel free to have a bend in the knee if you need it. Lift long through the body. Roll the shoulders back and down. Check to see if there's any gripping on the front of the thighs or in the belly. And if so, bend the knees. Feel the lift coming through deep in the core. Find your breath. All right, bring the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. If your knees are high, go ahead and lift yourself up onto something higher. So if your knees are up here, sit up on another blanket or even your block. Lift long through the body, draw the shoulders down your back. Feel your breath. And let's twist. So take your left hand to the top of your right foot. Right hand comes up and reach from the sit bones up and out through the arm. Twist to your right. Take that hand back behind you, up on top of the fingertips. Broaden across your heart. Breathe. And then release to the front. We'll do the other side. Left hand to the top of the, right hand to the top of your left foot. Left arm comes up and inhale, get long. Exhale, twist. Breathe. And then back through the middle. Feeling long and broad across the heart, come forward right from the hip hinge. Reaching from the sit bones up and out through the top of the head. Draw your shoulders down. Remember to fold forward if and only if you can move from the hip hinge, so that you can feel yourself rock forward on your sit bones. And then come back up. Lift the knees. Bring your legs back out into Dandasana. Gently press the balls of the big toes together, right in that space between your toes. And just to help you create a little internal rotation here. Breathe. Good. Now separate the feet. Upavishta Konasana, or open ankle pose. And again, getting really long through the legs. Feeling long through the body here. Left hand in front, we'll twist now. Right arm comes up. Reach, 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 reach as you twist to the right. Up on top of the fingertips, that right hand, so the hand that's behind you is up on the fingertips, giving you this buoyancy, this lift as you revolve. Breathe. And then come back through the center. Take a breath. And then other side, right hand in front. Left arm comes up. Reach, 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 reach as you twist to the left. Keep reaching through both legs. Lift long through the body. Inhale. Exhale, revolve. Each inhale, get a little longer. Each exhale, revolve more deeply. And then release, and coming back. And then come forward right from the hip hinge. Keep the shoulders rolling back and down. If the shoulders come forward, you know you're rounding. So if you keep those shoulders moving down your back as you fold right from the hip hinge. And then come back up. Bring the legs back together, back into Dandasana. Good, feeling long through the body, open across the heart. Good, now Ardha Matsyendrasana. So for this pose, you're going to bend your right knee slightly, and you're going to tuck your left leg up and underneath the leg. So we're opposite each other, don't mirror me. Do your other side. Bring your right leg up and over that left leg. Now, if you can't set this foot down and have the foot be flat, meaning it's, doing this, bring this leg out to the side. Okay, it doesn't have to be across this leg. What does help though is if you angle this knee in so the knee's aligned with the midline of the body, it's not out to here, it's across, then it's easier to get the foot across, so that would help. Hold on to the leg and sit up tall here. Relax the shoulders. This is a really nice pose for creating a little internal rotation in the hip joint, which we don't do a lot of in yoga. So this is a nice one to balance those hips out. And now we'll add a twist. You'll bring the right arm up and you're just going to reach right up to the ceiling, twist to your right. And then you can bring your left arm around even more as you lift long through the body and revolve. And slowly release and come back. And we'll change sides, so bring your legs back out. And we'll go the other way. So your right leg comes up and underneath the left leg. Your left leg goes up and over. You're going to take the right arm around and just hold for a moment. Lift tall. Soften through your hip joint. Good. And then give it a bigger hug as you take your left arm up, reach, twist, bring that hand back up on top of the fingertips as always. Use it to help you get a little longer. And just enjoy your twist. And then slowly release and come all the way back out into Dandasana. And just take a couple of breaths here. All right, it's time now for Shavasana. So go ahead and lie down. Feel free to give yourself something under the knees, and I just want to show you what I highly recommend. Make the blanket a little flatter rather than a round one. A little flatter. I do mine in a three-part fold, so it's more like an accordion kind of thing. And put it underneath your thighs rather than your knees. So you have arteries that run on the back side of your knees, and when you put a roll under your knees, it can make your feet fall asleep. So it's actually a little bit more, a little softer for the body to put underneath your thighs. And then lie back. Draw your shoulders under. Sorry, excuse me. Turn your palms up. Now make sure your arms are about a 45-degree angle away from the body. We're not right next to the body, not all the way out in 90 degrees, halfway. And creep the shoulders underneath you. And then you'll take a few deep breaths. I like to do 3 conscious inhales with 3 conscious exhales to help me release and relax more deeply. Feel the effects of today's class on your body. Feel how much more balanced and peaceful and calm you are as a result of the yoga you just did for yourself. Feel the tension melt as you allow yourself to soften and relax even more. Soften the soles of your feet. Deeply releasing your toes and allowing that relaxation to move up through your ankles, your calves and your thighs, leaving your legs deeply relaxed. Feel the release in your hip joint, letting the tension melt from your hip joint. Soften your belly. Feeling your breath move deeply down into your belly, softening the tension on the front, as well as releasing any tension in the lower back. Let your hips completely soften, letting your buttocks release down into the floor. Now allow that softness to move up through your spine, softening the mid-back and the upper back. Relax your shoulders, down your arms into your hands. Softening the palms of your hands and your fingertips. Allow your neck to soften. And then relax all the tiny muscles in your face. Relaxing your forehead, your eyebrows, softening your eyes, beginning by softening the gaze on the back of your eyelids, and then soften the muscles around your eyes, the ones that make your eyes squint. Relax the bridge of the nose down into your cheeks and ears. Soften your jaw, your tongue. Let any residual tension just melt away from your body, to allow yourself to fully enjoy your relaxation. Gently, calmly, and ever so peacefully begin to bring your awareness back, deepening your breath, and gently moving at your fingers and your toes. As you feel ready, roll to your right side, make a pillow with your arms, and just rest there for a moment. Allow your feeling of peace and calm to follow you. And as you're ready, push up with your top hand, let your head hang, keep your eyes closed. Come all the way up to sitting, keeping your eyes closed, let your head be the last to come up. Bring your palms together in front of your heart. Inhaling, bring your arms up and overhead, palms come together over your head. Bring your hands down, rest your thumbs at your forehead, and set an intention for compassionate thoughts. Bring your hands down to rest them at your mouth and set an intention for compassionate words. Bring your hands down to your heart, and as you bow your head to your heart, set an intention to be compassionate with yourself. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I'll see you in the next class.